Jerry, first home league defeat since August. Your immediate reaction to today's loss?
Um, yeah, we've not been right for a couple of weeks. All right, we'll take a point at Dorking, but there's obviously something not quite right with the group at the moment, because that's not a performance, and I've only said that a couple of weeks ago at Wealdstone, so that's not a performance that we should be proud of at all. I thought there was no spark. I thought it was really flat throughout the game. I thought the second goal and the third goal epitomised it. Going through bodies, no tackles, three bodies for the second goal. Third goal on the far side, they've had a passage. I can't remember teams doing that in that far corner, combinations around when we never got close enough, and the boy ends up scoring at the near post again. So there's some issues obviously within the group, as in things aren't clicking. We have to address that as a staff. They'll have to do it as a group as well, because if they don't, we're looking at second and third, and if they don't, you could end up dropping out the playoffs if you're not careful, and that we're certainly not going to allow that to happen. A couple feeling sorry for themselves, I think, in it as well. Once they'd scored, normally we get a really good reaction. Take Wealdstone out of it, we normally get a good reaction. We didn't get a good reaction out of the players. We're having to try and change it and tweak it and put new bodies on and mess around with it far too much for my liking. And in the end, the players have to be accountable, because we're proud of this football club. I'm proud to represent the football club, and what I don't want is players representing myself and Jim in a manner where we don't feel like they're giving us as much as they should, and that bit needs to be addressed, because there's been not enough as a group again there. I can't really say any of the players have played well today. When you say none of them have played well, you've got a big issue. If you're missing 2, 3s and 4s, you'll have a minor issue. But to say no one's played well in the group is really disappointing.
Is it a confidence thing, or is it more than that?
Well, obviously, listen, when we try and hide behind that one down at Wealdstone, up until that point, confidence was never spoke about as an issue for us, and obviously that has taken its toll more than what we probably think. You go to Dorking, you dig in, and we put in a performance at Dorking, with all honesty, where we didn't create a lot of chances. The only chances we did create was from 25 yards, so there's nothing clear cut. So if you're conceding goals, you're not scoring goals, again, you've got a bit of an issue. So confidence will be a factor to it. As an individual, you have to try and dig deep and try and find some coping strategies within yourself to overcome any lack of confidence. We'll give them much help as we can. We try and be encouraging in the week. I spoke to you before the game. It was a fantastic week of training, but most of it's unopposed. We try and put as much on as we can, but you've got a small group, so all our patterns are still there. But today we were missing that devilment. We were missing the desire to want to keep a clean sheet first and foremost, and then we don't look like creating stuff, really. If I'm being honest, I can't really remember their goalkeeper making a save, which again is really disappointing off the top of my head. So it needs to be addressed.
Not the underlying reason for the defeat, of course. The pitch didn't seem to help this afternoon. I saw the ball was bobbling around a little bit. We're very praiseful of it, but today it wasn't at its best.
It is, Mark. It is. It's become very, very lively. I'm not going to hide away from that, and maybe I've got to look at that and find a different way. People talk about plan A, plan B. Let's put it all over social media, but there's no such thing in my book. There's different patterns and different ways to play. We could have gone into the front a little bit earlier from these areas here, mid-third, go into Ryan, but you need some quality off that then. It needs to go in with some quality to him. It can't be fight balls. We need to get runners off it. You need to get people facing him up to be able to link it. That wasn't happening. That's stuff we work on. So if we say we can't quite get our passing game going, we have worked on the other side of it, and in the end the players have to implement that. So the pitch is obviously a factor, of course it is, but it'll never be an excuse for us, because pitches are right up and down the country this time of the year will be like that, and you've got to find a way to get a result when they are like it.
Half-time change, was it tactical or any injury there?
No tactical. All the changes we made were tactical, had to be. And I'm being honest, it was difficult because I didn't know who to take off, and I had an idea of who we wanted to put on at what time, but there was a number of players that could have come off, and probably the ones that come off can't say anything, but the ones who stayed on, very lucky men. And we need to really get to the bottom of where this lack of confidence has come from, really. Looking back at Wealdstone, okay, I'll keep talking about it, but you can't, in this game, you can't dwell on it. The season's, you're going to get into March very soon, and I think once you get into March, you're in the playoffs, you're going to be around it. It'd be difficult to come out of it, or it'd be difficult to get into it. So we've quickly got to learn, because we've got a tough game now, or tough run of games. They're all tough games. I said today, St Albans, full credit to Ian's team. They played well today as well. They're a good side today. They were a good side whenever I play against St Albans, and I think their position's false. I think Ian's got good experience. He's a good manager. But a couple of their players wanted it a bit more than my players today, and that's another disappointing thing to say. I don't want to say that too often, but I've said that now twice within 3 weeks. And like I said, that can't continue.
Yeah, it's fine.
Are we expecting any of the injured players to be back anytime soon?
Well, we've only got Andy Watkins, so no, he's away off it. So no, Jack Batten's obviously anterior cruciate ligament. We can't blame injuries this week, because Joe Rains was available, he was fit. Conor Riley-Lowe was available and he was fit. And we've had to leave young Vince Harper out because of the loans, obviously the amount of loans we've got in the squad. So no, Tom Richards is the other one who's had a minor operation on his knee, so we can't look at any of them, to be honest. So the group is what the group is.